Hello, this is Don with MecSoft Support. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Rhino3DPRINT 2016. And we're going to look at selecting your 3D printer and fitting your part mesh to the printer volume and then checking it to make sure it's ready to print. Let's get started. Now, we've created our mesh, we've analyzed it, we've sliced it. Now we're getting close to getting ready for 3D printing. Let's select our printer. Down here on the browser toolbar, you have an option to specify your printer. So we select that. With a select printer dialog, we'll drop the printer list and we'll select, let's see, we're going to use the ShopBot ABS2. Now the ShopBot will accept G-code files and print them using their 3D printer. So we'll set it to ShopBot ABS2, and then also we're going to turn the printer volume on. It's got a little icon here. Let's view the entire part here. So now we have the printer volume is displayed, and obviously our part is outside of the printer volume. So we have a command that we can automatically fit that to the volume. So let's go to the 3D Print tab. We'll pick the Fit command. Select the mesh, right click, and for Z alignment we'll pick the center, and for XY we'll pick center. So we're going to center the mesh within the volume of the 3D printer. We'll pick Fit. Now, we want to check this mesh to make sure that it's ready for 3D printing. We fit it to the printer, but let's also do a check. So we pick the check command from the 3D Print tab, select the mesh, right click, and pick diagnose. Now we see up here in the dialog area, we see that the print volume of our selected printer is 7.5 by 7.5 by 5.5 inches. And it also tells you the volume of the mesh. Now obviously the mesh is bigger than the printer volume, so we're not going to be able to print it like this. And you'll see X's displayed here for areas that didn't pass the check. So the volume check failed, and obviously since the mesh is larger than the printer, all meshes entirely within the printer volume check, that's going to fail. Now the good thing is all the meshes are closed, so we have a check mark there. Now these other two, thin walls, no thin walls lower than a certain value, we know we're going to have thin walls because we got a beak area here that's pretty thin. That's acceptable. And we know we're going to have overhangs. So you can specify an overhang angle and it'll check your mesh to see if you have any overhangs. And those are displayed in blue and you can see them on the part there. Now, we're going to reorient and probably have to scale this part in order to get it into our printer volume. Now the overhangs we're going to fix too because we're going to generate a support structure for it. So let's close this. Now in the Rhino status bar, make sure your gumball's turned on. We'll select the mesh and we'll select the rotate about the x-axis icon, and we'll enter -90 to roll it over on its side. And also what we'll do, let's change to a 4 viewport layout so we can see this more clearly here. Okay. Now obviously you can see that the mesh is too large for the volume still. We've got it laid on the side. Looks good on this side, but we've got to shrink it down some. So let's select our mesh, go to the transform menu, go to scale, do a 3D scale. For the origin point, we'll enter 0, 0, 0. We'll get it at the 0 world origin. Press enter. And for the scale, let's enter 0.85. So we're going to scale it down 85%. Now, with the mesh still selected, let's go to the 3D Print tab and we'll fit the mesh again. Z alignment center, XY alignment center, and pick fit. Now that looks pretty good. Let's do a check and make sure. Select the mesh, pick check, diagnose, and we see that it passes the volume check. All the meshes are within the volume, so we got a check mark there. And all the meshes are closed, and we got a check mark there. That's good. These two we can leave for now.